welcome to Dear Fairy, and I have a letter here from Vicky, and it says, "Hi Vicky, no, she didn't say hi Vicky, she says hi Laura." Love it, good start. Hi Laura, I'm struggling with my daughter's emotions and anger. She can go from happy to really frustrated in a space of seconds over tiny things like her iPad wire being moved. We're currently on the waiting list for a possible diagnosis, and we also have a masked worker who's really lovely and really helpful. I'm 35 and I have 2 other children. Thanks for your help in advance. Well, Vicky, so emotional dysregulation is part of an issue of ADHD. And what this means in effect is that people with ADHD have a difficulty self-regulating, which is why you'll often see them doing things like stimming, which could be that they might flap their hands, they might tap, they might fiddle, they might drum, they might clap their hands. It could be that they chew their face or chew their lips or bite their nails, whatever it is. Now, the unfortunate thing about it is that most of the stimming processes that ADHD people learn in childhood tend to be detrimental in some way and are seen as being detrimental by neurotypicals because either it looks painful or it's irritating or whatever. And so kids are normally taught to stop stimming. And this increases the level of stress that they're having to deal with because stimming is a process of releasing stress for neurodiverse people. So it's really, really important that we find ways for our ADHD, our neurodiverse kids to stim in a way that doesn't make them a target of bullying at school, because obviously taking your blankie in or, you know, whatever, that's not a blankie, that's a eyeglasses cleaner, but it was a piece of cloth I had to hand, and actually I hate the feeling of that because it's bleh. But anyway, having something that they can use. So you might find them having fidget toys. There are fidget rings that can be quite helpful as well, which are small and like girls can wear. Jewelry's a problem at school. You know, having loops in ears can be really helpful at school. Again, speak to school about neurodiversity, and if they're not kind about it, report them to the Education Commission for being discriminative towards kids who have got neurodiversity. But we need to find ways for them to stim, to help them to alleviate their stress. And we also need to help them. And so we need to model as parents how we manage our stress, because neurodiverse kids tend to monkey see, monkey do. You can tell them till they're blue in the face, they will copy you. And most kids do this anyway, but they will copy you. So if you're telling them not to shout and not to get angry and not to swear and not to do all of these things, but you are doing those things yourself, they will follow your behaviors, not what you're telling them. Do as I say, not as I do does not work. It didn't work for our generation with our parents, and it didn't work for them either. That's why we're all nuts. So make sure that you are modeling good behaviors. When you get stressed, you need to say, hang on a minute. Mum's getting really stressed right now, guys. I'm getting really like Donald Trump right now. I'm really, really stressed. But look, when you get really stressed, you need to take a deep breath in. Okay, you need to take some slow, deep breaths. In through the mouth. In through the nose, out through the mouth. In through the nose. Out through the mouth. And you'd be surprised at how soothing that is. Okay, and if you sit and you do this in front of your kids when you're stressed, they'll learn it's acceptable for them to do, and they'll also start to match it. And when they're getting stressed, say like, look, baby, look me in the eyes, let's go. We're going to take 3 deep breaths, and you're going to go in through the nose, out through the mouth. Okay, and this will help them to regulate their nervous system. You can also look up things like somatic healing techniques, vagus nerve techniques. I have videos of these on my YouTube channel that might help you. But ultimately, the answer is, how do I help calm my child down? Is you learn how to help calm yourself down so the environment is calm, for one, because children tend to be very reactive to their parents, and parents tend to join in, which is throwing fuel on a neurodiverse fire. Stay the hell away from that side of things. And it's very difficult when you've got other kids and work and possible neurodiversity yourself. That's a very hard one. I don't want to broach at home. I do it at school because I'm a teacher, but that's very difficult and it's a lot to manage. So kudos if you can do it 75% of the time. So deep breathing, distraction. There's a couple of techniques called, I can't remember what it's called, the TIP process, TIPP. I have worksheets on this and I have a video on it. It's called DBT Work Skills for Big Feelings, I think, on my YouTube channel. I'll try and put a link somewhere down below. But ultimately, help them to stim in a way that doesn't get them bullied. Give them opportunities for time out when things are getting stressed. Time out, go take some time, go do some stimming, go calm yourself down. But make sure that time out doesn't become an exclusionary process either, where it's like the child learns that they're too much and so they have to go away when they're too much, because that is another complex that is very difficult, I think, to shed as an adult. Something that I was left alone quite a lot when I was very sad. So, and it makes you feel like you can't show those emotions to people, because ultimately people don't want you when you're like that. That's a horrible thing to deal with. So being there, being calm, helping to process techniques like breathing techniques, DBT TIP techniques, and other self-regulation techniques like stimming can be really, really helpful. And the more that you model good behavior, the more that they'll be able to pick it up and know that it's okay to have these feelings. But there's also ways to deal with it as well that can help us to avoid having meltdowns. I hope this helps. If you like the Dear Fairy part of this channel, please feel free to send me an email, hello@theneurodiversityfairy.com, and I'll be picking letters and sharing my answers like this, because it's quicker and easier than me to reply to every video, every email. I love you. I'll speak to you soon, and I'll see you on the TikTok channel. Take care of yourselves. Goodbye.